Welcome to the Ringer NFL show. I'm your host, Sheil Kapadia. Today, we are doing a 2025 Unwatchables draft. All right, so what's the exercise here? We've reached the point of the season where there are teams you're just kind of done with, you know? You can't watch them anymore. You don't need to see them in an island game. You don't need to see them in a primetime game. You don't need to see the Red Zone channel cut to them because you're just not that interested. You flat out are like, I'm good. I don't need to watch this team anymore for whatever reason. It doesn't mean the worst teams. It's just like, all right, this team's kind of a drag. I don't want to watch them anymore. So we're going to bring in the Ringers, Anthony Dabbundo. You know him from the Ringer Gambling Show. The guy watches more sports than literally anybody I know, a complete sicko. So he is the perfect person for this exercise. If he says he doesn't want to watch a team, that really means something from Dabbundo. So we're going to go through, do a little draft, go back and forth, have a lot of fun. So let's take a break. We'll come back, and then we will do the 2025 Unwatchables. This is the Ringer NFL show presented by FanDuel. And if you're betting on the NFL, FanDuel's the place to do it. They've got everything. Same game parlays, quick bets for when you want to jump in live, and your way so you can set your own lines. The app's fast, it's easy to use, and best of all, when you win, you get paid out instantly. Download the FanDuel app or go to FanDuel.com/RingerNFL to get started. The Ringer is committed to responsible gaming. Please visit rg-help.com to learn more about the resources and helplines available and listen to the end of the episode for additional details. Must be 21 plus and present in select states and 18 plus in D.C., Kentucky, and Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. All right, we're back with Anthony Dabbundo, the 2025 Unwatchables draft. Maybe the most ringery title we've had for a Ringer NFL show this year. Bunzy, you get the first pick. Who is your most unwatchable team right now?
They're not the worst team in the NFL, but we sat through this last night in the Spotify theater. The Houston Texans.
Oh, my God.
And last year, I think we were at Core Week last year, and I was discussing them with you, and we were like, this offense just isn't right. It's not sustainable. They're not making it work. They can't run the ball on first down. There's O-line issues. We said, Bobby Slowick's the problem. Bobby's got to go.
What a year for Bobby Slowick. Yeah, I mean, he's the winner of the 2025 season.
Maybe we got a little too overly quick to blame Bobby because now Nick Caley, he's not doing the job. CJ Stroud. Last year, I was kind of enjoying the CJ Stroud downfall a little bit because I thought he was a little too high up on his pedestal.
Dabundo's a Colts fan also.
I'm a Colts fan, yeah. I was enjoying the downfall a little bit.
Okay.
But now it's sad. I sit back and I watch, and when they need a yard, they try outside zone, they can't do it. They try an up the middle run, they can't do it. They try the bootleg, can't do that. And I feel like there's nothing more sad than trying to watch this team because the pieces are there. The defense is a top 5 unit, and they're playing their butts off, turning the teams over, getting safeties and forcing mistakes and getting good field position. And then this offense is just so inept. And it's so bad that I want to pose a question to you.
Okay.
How bad would it have to get for DeMeco Ryans' seat to get quite warm in Houston?
I don't know that there's a situation where, and I think we might disagree on this. I don't think there's a situation where that would happen. I think they feel like it's not the head coach's issue, but part of being a head coach is finding the right offensive coordinator. I mean, look at Todd Bowles. I mean, one guy's out and they bring in the next guy and it works every time. And then if it's not the coordinator, now they're talking about, well, is CJ Stroud the guy we thought he was as a rookie? Caserio, has he done a great, there are going to be a lot of questions asked. I mean, I'm with you. We watched that game and it felt like a miracle when they completed a pass. I was standing up because I was so antsy. If there's no more doubleheaders on Monday night, the Texans will be the one we can either thank or blame, depending on how you feel about it, because that was atrocious. I mean, the only play they can actually execute is play action boot CJ Stroud 5 yards.
Dump off and
dump off. Every other play wasn't. I couldn't believe it, and so I'm sad. The Stroud discourse, the just watching their offense, how hard everything is. I'm with you. Watching their defense, it's good, but it's just like, all right, who's going to have a late hit here or do something stupid? They're not the most disciplined unit. So I think that's a worthy first pick. You heard me. I was going nuts during that game.
And the unwatchable part of it gets to the defense too. They get an interception, right? And they're running it back. And then they stiff arm Jackson Smith-Njigba, rip his helmet off, and then a guy comes in late and knocks him into the bench. 15-yard penalty. That's a big 15 yards. It takes him 3 minutes to get 15 yards. 8 plays.
What a job by the ref on that.
The ref,
protecting.
all time,
unbelievable. Yeah.
But
fantastic.
I think it's frustrating because, yes, there are, like I said, there are worse teams, and we're going to take worse teams over the next 3 or 4 picks. But those are teams we kind of knew were going to be bad.
Yeah.
So they're unwatchable, but they're not unwatchable in a way that is surprising to us. Even I, who was the biggest Houston skeptic going into last year and this year, never thought it would get to this level.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think Caserio deserves a ton of blame because they tried to rebuild the O-line.
Yeah.
And it's been a complete failure.
They just brought in bad players.
They just brought in, they just reshuffled the deck chairs.
Bad players for bad players. It hasn't worked. I'm with you. Texans are a worthy first pick. And again, the exercise is not the worst teams. Like you said, we could do a who are the worst teams, and we just did that earlier this week. This is just unwatchable. And I'm going to surprise you with my first pick here, I think. I find this team to be maybe the saddest watch in the NFL. And I got the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh.
This Mac Jones version of 5 yards, and Kyle Shanahan's getting really fired up at like missed field goals on the sideline. And I'm watching this going like, this is a team where unless they win the Super Bowl, it's a disappointment. It's like every year that Kyle Shanahan goes without winning one, the stress on his face, these in-game interviews, like he is wound so tight, and I find everything about it sad. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, do you know how many touches he has right now?
For the season?
For the season.
I'm going to go
You're a
with
math guy.
149.
185 touches, 31 more than any other player. So it's not all their fault. If Fred Warner was healthy, if Nick Bosa were healthy, if Brock Purdy stayed healthy, if Ricky Pearsall stayed, then I might be like, man,
George Kittle.
Yeah, I was saying before the season, this team can win the Super Bowl. They can't get to the Super Bowl without Warner and Bosa. And so I just watched them, and they're 5-2. They're a good team. They could win the division. They could make the playoffs. But this is all about like, who do I not want to really see in a standalone game? And listen, there are worse teams where if I had to actually pick, but again, we didn't want to just pick the worst teams. I don't find the 49ers watchable this year. You seem to disagree a little.
No, I agree.
Okay.
I think you're right. We're anchored to these hyper efficient offenses that we've watched. And it almost feels unfair because last year was the year from hell, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to, like, karma is supposed to come back around. You're supposed to have a season where things are going to go a little more right for your team because we've seen San Francisco be the premier offense. 2 years ago, Brock Purdy had one of the most efficient quarterback seasons of all time.
Yeah.
And now we're watching this team struggle to get first downs. And it's like a big deal, like you said, when they complete a 12-yard in.
And it's a good coaching job. I mean, they have done a good job.
They're 4-3.
I'm not saying they haven't done a good job.
Tough.
Yeah, but it's just in terms of watching them, it's just, like you said, it's sad because we have seen versions of this 49ers team where it felt like a juggernaut. And they're not like on the rise, you know? They're trying to expand that window. And it's just like, guys, I don't think it's happening this year.
And I was excited for their defense too.
Yeah.
They got really young. I think Robert Saleh is a great defensive coordinator.
A good job. Yeah.
And we're like, well, this defense might take a huge step forward. And it's only week 1, but think back to week 1 when they were healthy, what they did to that Seattle offense.
Right.
Seattle's offense has looked great most of the season. That was the one game they could not move the ball. And since then, it's just game by game by game. I've talked about this on the gambling show. Like their pressure rates since Bosa got hurt have basically been cut in half. Like they went from above average to bottom 3. So
I know Bryce Huff had an injury. It's I know every year's the year from hell for them when
Apparently.
they don't. Yeah, but with these injuries. But yeah, I got the 49ers on my list. All right, who's your next pick here? Who do you got?
We were kind of a little more optimistic about this team going into the year. And we've been calling Austin Gale the Phantom of the Opera all week because he sits up at the top of the theater and he manages the volume for us. Yeah. He didn't even cheer for like a single moment of that 3-hour game on Sunday, Raiders-Chiefs. I don't know that I can remember a more sad NFL performance. And the whole thing, you bring in the adults in the room, right? That was the case. And I think we both kind of like the Raiders.
I bought it. I bought it too. No doubt.
We said adults in the room, Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly. I still like Patrick Graham. This thing kind of fell apart really fast, didn't it? I mean, they were competent last year.
I know.
Maybe was Antonio Pierce better than we thought?
No.
This is my favorite coaching discourse.
Antonio Pierce and Bobby Slowick, the big winners 2025.
It's not your fault. It's not your
Yeah.
fault. It's a players' league, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the whole thing has fallen apart. And you could have been critical of the Geno move from the Raiders' perspective. It's like, what's the ceiling for trading for a 35-year-old quarterback? What is the end game? What was the best case scenario for the Raiders going into the season? 9 wins?
Yeah.
But they've been one of the worst teams in the NFL in like 4 of the 7 weeks at this point.
They were on my big board, pretty high up. Most depressing watch, I think, is that, what we could call the Raiders because of what you said. This is like the bizarro Pete Carroll experience. I covered Pete Carroll for 2 years. Before I covered the Seahawks, he wrote this book. I forget what it's called. Something about compete, win forever, something. And I'm like, let me listen to this audio book.
You didn't read it?
I'm
just listen.
Yeah, I listen. I mean, what am I? I don't got that kind of time. I need something where I'm working out or walking around. So I listened to the book. I enjoyed the book. It's all about Pete Carroll's philosophies. Then I covered him. I enjoyed covering him. It was all about energy and enthusiasm. And there was like this belief that there's something good that's about to happen. It doesn't matter how down you are. Believe in your head, something good is right around the corner. And this is like the bizarro Pete Carroll team. I mean, all of his, it's like he got Kurt, maybe because I just watched K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, it's like a demon came out and it's like, Pete, everything you believed at this stop, I'm putting a curse on you. It is not going to work. And none of it has worked. I feel sad for Pete Carroll. How far of a drive is Vegas from here? We're in LA recording, for the
How
week.
fast are we driving?
Let's say 10 to 15 miles over the speed limit.
I want to say it's like 5 hours. No
Okay.
traffic.
All right. Me and you, we go to Vegas.
I'm in.
We get Pete. You'll probably put down a couple bets while you're there. That's okay. You can do that. I'll fill up the gas. We get Pete. We bring him to LA. We say, Pete, join the Ringer Podcast Network. Join the Ringer NFL show. This isn't working out. We don't want this to continue. It's too sad. We like you. He can teach at USC like he did. He was doing a good. There's a better life for you, Pete Carroll, because I'm with you. I cannot watch another snap of this team this year.
It's not. I feel like Bill Belichick and UNC has kind of led us to overlook this situation.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Pete Carroll is Bill Belichick as a coaching and his stature, but like we said, when was the last time Pete Carroll didn't win 7 games as a head coach? It was in the 90s, right?
I know. I was quoting all those stats before the season. Like, he gets you to a floor. Now 7 wins feels like a miracle for this team. So maybe it's because, Indian culture, we got to take care of our elders. And so this one's just painting me.
This is elder abuse.
Yeah, this is not good. There's a law firm right by my house, Elder Law. I don't know if that factors into this or what. We're just trying to save you,
look,
Pete Carroll.
Hiring, in hindsight is always 2020.
Yeah.
Hiring Pete Carroll, we ranked this job. I ranked this job as the worst job last year.
Yeah.
When me and Austin did rankings of like opening jobs. And I said, well, you're in this division with Sean Payton and Jim Harbaugh and Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes and Justin Herbert. What's the ceiling on this job? Vegas as a market, it's not the original market of the team. There's not a ton of fan buzz there because it's a tourist destination for other teams. So your home field advantage is limited.
Yeah.
There isn't a quarterback in place. Maybe Pete was the best they could do, but I feel like there's going to be a mutual parting of ways come January.
When's Tom Brady start taking some heat for this? I mean, all reports where he was heavily involved in all this planning. So just saying, Tom, you're not ducking the Ringer NFL show. Other people might be scared of you.
We're not. No, it's fine.
All right,
Tom Brady. I have a lot of bad things to say.
All right.
He's tortured a lot of my childhood, so I've got some memories to get back at him for.
All right, let's take a break. We come back. We continue with the unwatchable draft. This episode is brought to you by American Eagle. Listen up. And you heard this from me first. American Eagle just launched the second drop of their exclusive limited edition collab with True Colors by Travis Kelce. And I'm pretty excited to see what new styles are out now. From incredibly comfy graphic tees to cool jackets to vintage inspired rugby sweatshirts, you're going to find something you love, guaranteed. Not only that, but American Eagle also has so many new arrivals that just dropped, from trending jean fits to cozy flannels to luxuriously soft sweaters and more. You can check it all out at ae.com or just head to the store. All right, we're back on the Ringer NFL show. All right, so some of these are bad teams. Cleveland Browns, I'm good, man. Like, I don't need to see another.
No more?
Dylan Gabriel.
I'll tell you what, I like Judkins and I like Fannin Jr.
Okay.
They're fun to watch.
Watch their clips.
Their defense is fun, too.
I mean, yeah. Myles Garrett, I can get a cut up of Myles Garrett. I can get a couple, Judkins and Fannin. I don't know that I need to make time in my week for Judkins and Fannin. But
I got a
can't.
couple fantasy teams that are struggling that have been saved by
there you go.
Judkins and Fandom.
Well,
so.
I mean, these 5-yard passes, I'm good. Manufactured Shador debates during dead air. That's coming on the broadcast.
Oh, they cut to him 3 times on Sunday.
I'm good with that. They're 2-5. I honestly think what they should do with the Browns is like, you know how they're experimenting with all these windows? Use the Browns as an experimental team. Like flex them into like 6:30 a.m. on Monday morning. See who's watching. How many people can we get to watch in these terrible windows?
You have this thing you like to do where you want more football windows?
No.
But then you complain at 1 a.m. when we're watching football.
Well, for the NFL, I think they're going to do it. For me personally, I don't need the more windows. Yeah, so you are right. I am playing both. Tuesday at noon. See, I think they should just experiment. What's our rating on our Tuesday at noon with the Cleveland Browns? This is the Browns' destiny because I don't need to watch them in any island games. I don't need to watch them on any Sundays.
I think that was the easy first pick.
Yeah.
We all knew that going into the season.
Yeah.
There's one team that I think had a little bit of hope.
Okay, give it to me. Who you got?
And
Who's next?
through 7 weeks, there's no hope. Tennessee Titans.
All right, but the Titans, okay, so you'll get a couple Cam Ward throws.
Yeah, but I could see those on the Red Zone channel.
Okay, you will get, for someone like me who likes to make fun of coaches.
Okay.
I thought I was dead. Brian Callahan got fired. I said, oh, Mike, he was such a good punching bag. But Mike McCoy's up to the challenge. I mean, we saw him last week. The guy has no idea what's going on with timeouts. So.
Well, I wrote in my notes, he's no Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, he's no Antonio Pierce.
Yeah.
When Jeff Saturday came down from the ESPN set to coach the team, and again, it's my team, but I was kind of like, how bad could this go, or how well could this go?
Yeah.
Turns out it was, for 1 week, awesome.
The 1 week bump.
And then they were awful.
Yeah.
The Titans couldn't even they got the 1/2 bump.
No.
They were up 10-3.
Quarter and a half.
They were up 10-3 on New England. They were looking decent, and then the house of cards crumbled. But the reason I say the Titans are unwatchable, Austin gave you the stats on Sunday night on the Monday show. He's been one of the worst rookie quarterbacks ever.
It's crazy.
So
I didn't realize
if
that
you had hope, you're like,
me.
we have number 1 pick. Maybe this quarterback can give us something. And maybe people who know ball more than me, who watch quarterback film, can tell me that I'm missing something when I watch him.
Yeah.
I see a lot of sacks. I see a lot of fumbles. I see a lot of off-target throws. Is he getting help from his receivers? No, but it's just sad because this guy was supposed to save the team, and he's actually been worse than Will Levis, the guy who was the mocking joke of the league. And they are the 10th worst offense by EPA per drive since 2010. The team right above them was the 2024 Titans. So they're worse by a tiny bit.
It's just such a bad situation that if you like Cam Ward, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. We're not even half a season in to his rookie year. Let's see what it looks like at the end of the year. I see the flashes. The flashes are exciting, but flashes don't mean that you're eventually going to turn that into a consistent NFL career. I am with you. Maybe I tune into the Titans like last 2 minutes of the half. Maybe go back in the game log. All right, was there like a 4th and 1 at the opponent's 19 and they were down by like 5 and he kicked the field goal? Because those are the things I get excited about. Listeners know, but yeah, they should be on the list. The Tennessee
My
Titans.
favorite Titan sequence of the year was week 3, right before halftime. They had to burn a timeout. They burned the timeout to kick the field goal before half, and then they got the delay of game.
That was beautiful.
But do you know why they got the delay of game? Because the kicker mouthed it.
Because they
didn't have the kicking
right
ball. It was it was the regular passing ball. It was not the K ball. Couldn't even get the right ball into the game to snap it. Just unbelievable.
Listen, some people live for like a Bijan Robinson juke. Some people live for like a Justin Herbert rope. I live for moments like that.
Yeah.
When the coach is just has
no
idea. Like he could hire a guy out of college for $30,000 a year, and there would be a competitive pool of candidates who could literally help him.
I would take that job.
You would take that job. Who would be able to help him every week. And how much are the Tennessee Titans worth? And they refuse to do it. And people like me get content out of that. So don't do it. It's good for me. All right. I got one for you. Next on my board, Arizona Cardinals.
I knew you were going to do it.
You knew I was
because I like Gannon more than you do.
I mean, I'm sick of everything I was sick of them before the season when the hipsters were telling me, oh my, watch out. They're cool. They got 3 safeties. Watch out. This offensive scheme. This is going to be the year. And what has gone on since then? Jonathan Gannon is poking. I don't know how to call it. He didn't punch him. We didn't get a good, whatever he did to DeMercado. Contacted DeMercado, gets fined $100,000. You know what Jonathan Gannon's winning percentage is?
37%.
341. I mean, he has to coach 9 more games to make that Pro Football Reference list, where it's like you have to coach
the Pro Football
I love
Reference.
it.
Your guy is third.
I mean, he is way down there. I'm sick of Kyler Murray. I'm sick of Kyler Murray versus Jacoby Brissett debates. Like, I don't really feel like I need to do that. I'm sick of, are they using Marvin Harrison Jr. correctly? I'm good. This team's irrelevant. They've been irrelevant. They continue to be irrelevant. I don't need to watch any more snaps of the Arizona Cardinals.
They play fun games. Every game comes down to the final possession.
Right, no matter. Well, that's why they weren't first on my board.
Whether they're playing Green Bay, or whether they're playing Seattle, or whether they're playing the Titans.
Yeah.
Every game is interesting in some way. I feel like I've been watching way too much Cardinals football this year. Yeah. And I've determined that Brissett runs the offense way better than Murray.
Well, I think there are people
so that's a scary
Arizona
thought.
that agree with you.
It's a scary thought if you're signing up for 10 more weeks of Jacoby Brissett for the rest of the season.
I'm not signing up for either of that. I just don't need to see them anymore. I'm good. They're 2-5. I mean, but honestly, why do we need to watch this team anymore? The Cardinals. All right, who do you got?
Well, I did a ringer poll of The Office today.
Oh, look at the work. Hold up your little notes here, okay? I mean, this is his notes here. Yeah. This guy packs a carry-on the size of my laptop where I'm packing a suitcase like I'm going to Mumbai for 2 weeks. But he is doing the work. He did a poll. All right, so give me the
Jets won the poll.
I disagree with that.
I disagree too, and I'm not going to pick them. But why aren't the Jets on this list?
Well, because they are a disaster, and they are such a disaster that can be entertaining in a way, that you look at it and go, Aaron Glenn, what are you doing? Or you can say, Aaron Glenn, that's a cool dance when you block a field goal. That was fun. I would rather watch a Jets game than some of these other teams on our list. They still have Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner, and their defense has some moments. They can run the ball. So I don't mind. I wouldn't mind if the Jets are on in prime time. You're kind of sure. I compared them before to an embarrassing family member where you're just like, oh, what's Uncle Joe gonna say at Thanksgiving? And that's how Jets fans feel. So the Jets, Jets are good for content. So I don't hate watching the Jets.
I spend Thanksgiving with my family every year in New Jersey, and there's one very loud Jets fan. Okay. And remember, the butt fumble was on Thanksgiving, and it's just one of the greatest all-time crash outs I've ever seen from my cousin. He was a season ticket holder, and I mean, they haven't been relevant since, so now I'm thinking of him. But I'm going to pick a team that is trending into that territory.
We'll finish this one.
Because it's kind of getting sad. The second year not being as good as the first year. The Washington Commanders on Sunday were borderline unwatchable.
Well, but that's because Daniels went out.
No, but even before he went out.
Okay.
They're down 27-15. They had scored 2 times on their opening 8 possessions. Yeah. There was a ton of possessions in that game because Dallas was scoring every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
The defense is so injured right now with the secondary problems. They can't cover anybody. Bobby Wagner looks 3 years older than he was last year in coverage. And then Jane Daniels. I mean, Ruiz came, he was watching film earlier, and he turned around and he goes, man, Daniels is missing a lot of throws he didn't miss last year. And I just don't think he's quite healthy. So I'm not saying that the whole team is cooked and that it's over or that we should write them off. But you look at their schedule and I'm like, oh man, they're going to Kansas City. I think it could be really ugly on Monday night. And if Daniels is just not healthy, that was what made them fun last year. Yeah. This rookie put on one of the greatest rookie seasons ever.
Yeah.
And now
they would have been first on the watchability rankings kind of last year.
Because every game was down to the wire and they were in shootouts so often. And now it's just the timing is off. The receiver injuries are killing them. The O-line hasn't been as good. The quarterback hasn't been as good. They look a little less fluid, and everything has fallen apart. It's to the point where it's like, man, I was kind of excited to watch the Commanders. I wasn't that high on the Commanders. I thought they'd be a fun, 9-8 type team who played a lot of high-scoring games. And now it's like, whew, this is rough.
I think it's all Daniels. And even if he hasn't looked great, I feel like if he's in the game, I am interested in watching the Commanders.
Sure.
And I hope that he gets healthy and there's a stretch. I'm with you. If Mariota's starting for him, I'm with you. I mean, he's been on my unwatchable quarterback.
He's actually played pretty well, though.
I understand. I do not find him to be aesthetically pleasing in terms of the quarterbacks I like to watch in the NFL. So, if Mariota's playing next week, if Mariota has to play for a stretch here, we'll see with Daniel's hamstring injury, then I would be with you that I believe the Commanders should be high on that list. But I'm still hopeful that we can just get some Daniels magic. Even if they don't have a great season, I want to see some Daniels magic. I don't want to see a CJ Stroud thing where we're like, well, was that a rookie season? And we're 2 years later, next year going, all right, that was a little bit fluky. So I'm holding out hope for the Commanders, but It's a good one to end on. All right, I'm happy with the list. We didn't
Me
just
too.
go worst teams,
That's
right?
boring, yeah.
We threw some curveballs.
We barely even mentioned the Jets. We didn't do Miami. I think Miami's still fun to watch most weeks. Maybe not this week against Cleveland, but they've had some good games.
They could have been on the list. They
went toe-to-toe with Buffalo, toe-to-toe with the Chargers.
Yeah,
they were there.
With Mike McDaniel just waving Tua off the field, and so there are some potential
Quinn
fireworks.
Ewers the cold shoulder as he came off the field.
Yeah, there are some reasons to watch them, but I don't have any interest in watching the Dolphins. So if you're listening and you're saying they should be on the list, I'm with you. They should be on the list.
I pod with JJ every Monday morning, John Jastrzemski, and every Monday he just comes on and savages the Dolphins. So maybe that's why I'm like, I kind of enjoy this.
That's right. Yeah, it's good. You can rib him for that too. All right, you can watch Anthony Dabbundo on the Ringer pregame show on Sundays. You can watch him on the Ringer Gambling feed, listen to him on the Ringer Gambling feed throughout the week. I will be right back with the Hurry Up. All right, the Hurry Up is our closing segment where I give you a take on news in the NFL. And Jets owner Woody Johnson was back at it at the league meetings. The guy can't give an interview without sounding ridiculous. So he's talking to reporters. He's defending Aaron Glenn, but then he can't help himself. He just rips the quarterback on his team, Justin Fields. According to The Athletic, Johnson said, "It's hard when you have a quarterback with a rating that we've got. He has the ability, but something just is not jibing. I just think defense and special teams are doing better. The defense is pretty good. If we can just complete a pass, it would look good." So ESPN's reporting that the Jets are likely going to make a QB switch, go to Tyrod Taylor here in week 8. But with Fields, Johnson is acting like he had nothing to do with the decision. It's one thing to let your football people do their thing, but it also helps when the leader of the organization asks, "Are we sure this is a good idea?" As in, are we sure it's a good idea to give Justin Fields a 2-year, $40 million contract with $30 million guaranteed? This wasn't one of those let's just take a flyer on a guy deals like the Vikings gave Sam Darnold last year. This was like, hey, this is our guy for 2025, and then let's see what the future holds. This was real money, too. I was shocked when the contract happened, 2 years, $40 million. It was real money, and there was someone who had to sign the check, and his name was Woody Johnson. So what are you talking about here? Jets have won a league-low 46 games over the last 10 seasons, 7 fewer than any other franchise, and Woody Johnson has been the constant. I was really trying to remember the last time he made a good decision. I couldn't remember one. It is very hard to remember. So just another chapter in the Woody Johnson-led New York Jets being a punching bag, and another example of this owner, for some reason, making a bad situation even worse. So sorry to Jets fans, but had to address that. All right. Appreciate everyone listening. Thank you to Anthony Dabbundo. Thanks to Christopher Sutton for producing, Kiera Givens on social, and additional production supervision by Conor, Nevins, and Arjuna Ramgopowell. I'm Sheil Kapadia. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Ringer NFL Show.
Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.